All right, let's talk about something that sounds really complex, but is absolutely crucial: enterprise architecture. Have you ever looked at a giant company and just wondered, how do they keep all their technology and business goals from turning into a complete mess? Well, if that question has ever crossed your mind, you are in exactly the right place. Let's get into it. You know the feeling, right? A huge company, a household name, wants to do something new. Launch a product, respond to a competitor, but it just takes forever. It feels like they're wading through digital quicksand, bogged down by old systems, tangled up in confusing processes with departments that might as well be on different planets. So what's really going on here? Why do they get so stuck?
Well, here's the best analogy I've ever heard. It's like a city that just grew, with no plan, no zoning laws, no street grid, nothing. You've got factories popping up next to schools, roads that lead to nowhere, and traffic jams that are just a permanent feature of life. That, right there, is what a massive company looks like without a guiding architecture. It's organized chaos. And that's our starting point.
And this is exactly where enterprise architecture, or EA for short, comes into the picture. Its entire job is to be the city planner. It's the discipline of taking that chaos and creating a clear, strategic map for the whole organization, moving from total confusion to total clarity. Now, you might be thinking, okay, sounds nice, but does it actually work? Oh yeah, and the numbers don't lie. The data shows that companies with a really solid, mature enterprise architecture practice can deliver their projects up to 40% faster. 40%! And why is that? It's because a good plan gets rid of redundant work, it makes sure technology decisions are smart and aligned, and it gives everyone clear guardrails so they can build with speed and confidence. It's a total game changer.
So how do architects actually do this? How do they plan the city? Well, they really rely on two main tools: patterns and blueprints. And trust me, understanding the difference between these two is the key to unlocking this entire concept.
First up, let's talk about the architectural pattern. The best way to think about a pattern is that it's collective wisdom. It's a proven, well-understood solution to a problem that tons of other companies have already solved. It's not about reinventing the wheel every single time. It's about using a design that we already know works.
So, let's jump back to our city analogy. A pattern is like the idea of a grid system for streets, or the idea of a hub-and-spoke model with a central downtown. It's a fantastic, reusable concept for organizing a city. But, and this is key, it isn't the map of any one city yet. It's the general abstract template for a solution.
So to sum it up, a pattern is abstract and conceptual. It's a proven solution that you can reuse over and over. And maybe most importantly, a good pattern doesn't just tell you what to do, it explains the why behind the design, including all the pros and cons. Okay, so that's a pattern. Now for the other side of the coin, the architectural blueprint. If the pattern is the abstract idea, the blueprint is where the rubber meets the road. It is the concrete, detailed, custom-made plan for one specific company. In our city, the blueprint isn't the concept of a grid system. It's the actual, real-life, detailed street map of our town. You can see every single building, every park, every highway, exactly where it is right now. It is specific, tangible, and totally unique to us. So, a blueprint is always concrete and specific. It's a visual plan that's not meant to sit on a shelf. It's an actionable guide for the teams on the ground doing the work. And while the pattern explains the why, the blueprint documents the what. What systems do we have, what do they do, and how do they all connect? Let's just lock this in to make it crystal clear. The pattern is the general idea, like the concept of a grid system. The blueprint is the specific implementation, like the actual map of Chicago. One is the reusable wisdom, the other is the specific, actionable plan. Simple as that.
Okay, so we've got our tools, patterns and blueprints. So what? How do we actually use them to make the business better? Well, this is where we get to the fun part. It's time to start remodeling the city.
And it's a pretty straightforward three-step process. First, you create what's called an as-is blueprints. You map out your city exactly as it is today, warts and all. You identify all the traffic jams, the duplicated roads, the areas that just aren't working. Then, step 2, you look at your toolbox of patterns and pick the right ones to fix those problems. Maybe you decide a subway system pattern is the perfect solution for your traffic nightmare. And finally, step 3, you create the 2B blueprints. This is the shiny new map of your future city, with that new subway system fully integrated, showing everyone exactly where you're headed. Now, architects don't just, make this up as they go along. They follow well-established frameworks.
The best way to think of these are as the official building codes for our city. They provide the rules and structure for the entire process.
You'll hear about a lot of them, but two of the biggest are TOGAF and Zachman, and here's the easiest way to tell them apart. Think of TOGAF as the process engine. It gives you the step-by-step recipe, the how-to guide for creating your architecture. The Zachman framework, on the other hand, is like the library catalog. It tells you what blueprints you need to create to get a complete picture, and it gives you a filing system for organizing them all. They actually work together beautifully.
So this all brings us right back to today, because the challenges businesses face are changing faster than ever. The architecture has to keep up. We're not just trying to fix the city of today, we're trying to build the city of tomorrow.
And today's trends demand new kinds of patterns. Think about digital transformation. That's driving the need for agile patterns like microservices, where you break huge, clunky applications into tiny, independent services you can update on the fly. The explosion of AI, that requires totally new blueprints for things like data pipelines and machine learning operations. And cybersecurity? Well, it can't be a fence you build around the city anymore. It has to be built into the very foundation, using patterns like zero-trust architecture. And that right there is the ultimate goal. When you get this right, enterprise architecture stops being a boring documentation exercise that creates diagrams nobody looks at. It becomes a living, breathing, dynamic capability that helps the business move faster, adapt to change, and ultimately win in the marketplace.
So, that brings us to the final question, and this one's for you to think about. When you look at your own organization, your own city, is its blueprint ready for what's coming next? Is it ready for the future?